Johnson, welcome.
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We're in Toronto for some Raptors. Basketball. The home crowd is ready to go. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Gasol, and at the pivot, manning the middle. Shot clock at 6. Lowry for 3. Cannot hit.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb. Scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Again, the miss by Lowry. And San Antonio has possession. Green kicks to Aldridge. Gasol dishes to Leonard. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Parker outside. And the wide open shot from Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Green's got himself on the board with 3 there. Green's gone 1 of 2 shooting from 3. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. Connects on the 17-footer.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Nobody near Parker. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Sullinger the screen. There's the feed to DeRozan. Great D that time from Green. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. To the inside. Gasol kicks to Aldridge. Dishes it to Parker. Leonard on the wing. DeRozan defending. Leonard attacking. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
For Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Valanciunas with a screen on Leonard to the right side. And Sullinger kicks to Carroll. Here's DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense. They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Raptors trail by 8. Outside Lowry. Green against DeRozan. The shot by Lowry. Wide open. And the 3 ball is good. Lowry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Leonard on the wing. Back to Parker. The 17-footer. Goes back up. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long Clark as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Sullinger with the bucket.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Parker passes to Aldridge. Out to Parker. To the wing on the left. Gasol dishes to Leonard. 5 on the clock. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. Launches it. The shot is off. Good D by Parker.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
Now here's Leonard. Pass to Gasol. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. DeRozan leading the charge. Carroll up top. Back to DeRozan. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and ice the top. Spacing, fellas.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Passes it to Ross. Feeds it to Powell. Six to shoot. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Patterson, that's good.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Ross in the corner. And he feeds it to Joseph. Kicks it to Ross. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Aldridge.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Pau Gasol was the #3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Now, here's Joseph. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Mills passes to Gasol. But they recover it. Tries to save it. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. The Spurs making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. And the Raptors with possession. They're on a 12-4 run. And Joseph kicks to Nogueira. He dishes it to Patterson. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Ginobili. Here's Anderson. The shot is off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Here's Joseph following the bucket by the Spurs. Nogueira kicks to Patterson. They set the screen. Stolen by Anderson. Pushing it up. There's David Lee on the assist by Mills. Now it's a 4-point Spurs lead. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Just 5 on the putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Ginobili can't hit.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
So they take the lead. Ross has got 5 points so far.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Here's the screen. Mills dishes to Dedmon. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Now the pass to Ross. The dish now to Nogueira. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up. And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
The Spurs making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Spurs trail by 3. Anderson kicks to Lee. Anderson against Ross. Anderson's shot is off. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Again, Toronto.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
Spurs have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. It's Ginobili on the wing. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Dedmon. And again, unable to change. And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back.
A lot of people.
Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning a championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Yeah. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Pau Gasol is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at point guard. Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Leonard. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And it's Lowry penetrating, and the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Outside DeRozan. Goes up on the wing, and that one's good. DeRozan's got 6.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the few players that can knock down a shot like that.
Inside, it's stolen by Sullinger. And oh, here we go, DeRozan, nobody back.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
So it's the Spurs now after the Raptors pick up 2. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Spurs trail by 8. Green dishes to Leonard. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And DeRozan, here we go. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And here's Green outside, rebounded by Valanciunas. Toronto leading by 6. Floats one, and it's DeRozan missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Gasol. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
Spurs trail by 4. It's stolen by Sullinger. Outside Lowry. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Sullinger the screen. And DeRozan. Here we go. That one wide left.
You know, for the Spurs playing up tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
Here's Gasol. There's Green with the 3. The shot is off. Nice D from DeRozan.
not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance traveled as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game played. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement.
Outside Leonard. Parker against Lowry. Dives for it. It's stolen by Lowry. Left side, DeRozan. And it's Lowry penetrating. Outside, DeRozan. Clock at 6. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds here tonight. It's stolen by Lowry. And they're on the break. Here's DeRozan. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. That one on Parker.
Looking at the game for DeRozan, 10 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Jared Sullinger. Caboclo, he's checked in for DeMarre Carroll. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and of course the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Dedmon. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Well, keeping in mind the Spurs have won 50 games or more for many years in a row, Greg, there are teams out there who can drive cars who have not even seen the Spurs not win 50 games, at least in a year.
And the way the Spurs keep on building this team, it's not as if that streak's going to end anytime soon. Those kids might have a chance to vote and do much more before they fail to see the Spurs win 50 games.
Terrence Ross is checked in for the Raptors. Wright comes in for Corey Joseph. Here's Patterson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Dedmon kicks to Anderson. Mills. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Lee goes in. Right against Ginobili. Ross with the steal. Now here's Wright. He's covered closely. Pass to Patterson. Ross with a wide open look. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Ross has got the lead up to 10 now for the Raptors. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Raptors.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
5 to shoot. With the shot. The Raptors rebound. Here's Patterson. Knocks down the 3-ball. Patterson's got 5 points now this quarter.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Now here's Mills. No good from Lee.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
The feed to Patterson. To the inside. Here's Nogueira, and it's in off the backboard. And the Raptors lead by 13. San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Parker outside. Now here's Gasol. He's covered closely. Well, the one word you can use to describe the Raptors postseason last year, disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for them.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight. And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Here's Aldridge after the Raptors pick up 2. Leonard the pass to Aldridge. And it's blocked. 1:37 left in the second quarter. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
Now here's Green. Parker outside. Leonard attacking on the wing. Green. 4 on the clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. Said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
Now here's Wright. He kicks it to Patterson. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by the Spurs.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
The drive by Green. It's Parker outside. They get the rebound. Gasol dishes to Leonard. Green kicks to Gasol. Pass to Aldridge. Second chance shot, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful 2-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Now here's Patterson. He has 7. And Wright kicks to Nogueira. Leonard with the steal. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Green.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
For 3, Ross got it off in time, but it's no good. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's the Raptors up by 10. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They never got too far behind as their largest deficit in the period was 8. In the second quarter, they imposed their will on the game and built a 10-point lead at the half. And if things continue to go the same way after the break, they're threatening to run away with this one. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their benches. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Patrick Patterson is out there with Nogueira. Then it's Terrence Ross, and it's Wright in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Now here's Wright. Fires from the line. Here's Nogueira. And Gasol sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. And it's a completely new group for Toronto. And some changes here for the Spurs. Lowry for 3. And the Raptors miss again.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Anderson passes to Lee. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. Good on the 3-point shot. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Right side Lowry. Steps back and shoots. And too long on the shot.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to this second half. Still scoreless.
The 3 from Mills. And again, it's 샌안토니오 with a 3.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Lowry kicks to Sullinger. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. And that time, also a missed shot.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Spurs passing it around. Ginobili can't hit.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Here's DeRozan. Good on the shot. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game. Spurs trail by 4. Mills dishes to Ginobili. Passes it to Dedmon. Feeds it to Mills. Ginobili kicks to Mills. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. For San Antonio, they have had an off night from the stripe tonight.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for. Around 80% on the season.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Now here is Lowry. 5 points in the game. And there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Lowry inside the line.
They got off to a nice start, a good start in the first half. But they've fallen off a bit here in the second half, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe they just need to pick up the intensity a bit.
Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
Oh, terrific work finishing a soft move like that, the finger roll. And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Toronto leading by 3. Ahead. Carroll kicks to Valanciunas. And again, no good by Toronto.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
Now here's DeRozan. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Just 5 to shoot, 13 feet away. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. That one goes. Count it. Parker's got 10 points.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Now here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. DeRozan's shot is good. San Antonio's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Aldridge a screen. Parker passes to Green. Gasol dishes to Parker. They kick it out to Green. Parker outside. Back to Green. Dishes it to Gasol. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Raptors with the lead. Here's Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. And Sullinger kicks to DeRozan. Tries from 16. Shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Kicks it to Dedmon. He feeds it to Mills. In the corner, it's Ginobili. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
He dishes it to Anderson. Back to Ginobili. And the pass to Dedmon. 4 on the shot clock. Valanciunas on the double team. Ginobili, that's for 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Manu Ginobili's one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. I mean, a true competitor in every sense of the word.
And that is good. And the Raptors lead by 1. San Antonio's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Mills dishes to Dedmon. Mills with it. 6 points for him. Lee passes to Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. And Ginobili. Here we go. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And here's DeRozan. He's got 18. The dish to Valanciunas. There's the screen. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Carroll. From deep. Cannot hit. Good D by Lee. Spurs have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Now here's Mills while recovering, and Mills kicks to Dedmon. The feed to Lee. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Toronto calls timeout.
And I think taking a time here to talk
Patience.
is a smart
Patience. Taking early threes is leading to long rebounds, which equal to transition points. Make the defense move, and let's pass up a good shot for a great shot. Let the game come to you.
And hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Pass to Patterson. Powell dishes to Patterson. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Mills. He's got 6. He kicks it to Gasol. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the jam by Ross. But third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
And he's good on the second. The San Antonio Spurs, a team that has had such a strong core and is so disciplined, Clark, it's hard to see them struggle, even think of them struggling, even on the road.
Well, you know, last season they did have trouble at times on the road, but 22-19, still not too bad.
Passes to Mills. Ginobili outside. Off target from three-point range. Toronto's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3.
And for the Spurs on the road, it was the scoring. They were so good at home, but scored 8.5 points less per game on the road. That was the biggest margin in the NBA.
Here's Jean-Charles.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella's all about power and force.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Now here's Joseph. He's got 5, feeds it to Powell. And Joseph kicks to Nogueira. 29 seconds left to play in the third. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Now here's Mills. Tight defense on him. Powell pulls it in. Now Ross, 11 points in the game. High post try, no good on the buzzer beater. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Spurs lead by 2. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Here's Joseph. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Anderson. Then there's Parker. Then it's D, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Ross. Inside, Nogueira. For 3, just 3 to shoot. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Raptors. Now here's Parker. Anderson passes to Leonard. Back to Anderson. Parker inside. Anderson outside. Dishes it to Parker. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And the Spurs lead by 1. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, and nobody giving up any ground either way, fella.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Now here's Ross. Inside. Now here's Nogueira. He's tightly guarded.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Aldridge comes in for Anderson, and it's Green in for D. Now here's Joseph. Kicks it to Patterson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Yeah, that's careless defense, though. I mean, he's one player you can ill afford to let run free. He just loves to be a money player in the fourth quarter. No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And Parker, here we go. And that one's good. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
San Antonio calls timeout.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Pau Gasol. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Toronto.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Back to Green. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Raptors have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Lowry drives in, and it's sent back by Aldridge. One-on-one fast break. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got 3 assists tonight.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Now here is Lowry. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. Another miss by DeRozan.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, but over a full game, I like their energy, and if they can maintain that level of effort, I think it bodes well for them down the stretch.
Now Green following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. Aldridge with a screen on Carroll. Leonard against Carroll. Leonard, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. Lowry for three. That's good. And the Raptors lead by 2.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Parker drives in, kicks it out to Leonard. And he uses the glass on the layup. Leonard's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Lowry against Parker. Now, here's Lowry. He's guarded closely. Left side, DeRozan. 5 to shoot. From 18 feet away, off the left rim and out.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Leonard dishes to Aldridge. From deep, Green. That's good. And now a 3-point Spurs lead.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
The Raptors have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Lowry against Parker. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. And he banks in the layup. 22 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor, isolate up top. Spacing, spacing.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. They get it back, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Outside Lowry. On the wing, DeRozan. And again, it's Toronto converting.
You know, the Raptors were top 5 in attendance last season as well. I mean, fans had plenty to cheer about as the team finished with 27 home wins on the year.
Now, here's Mills. It's tipped. It's stolen by Sullinger. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
And the Raptor franchise record for home wins is 30, set back in 07. You get the feeling with the way the crowd gets into it, that record won't stand much longer.
And he gets it to go. And now it's a 3-point Raptor lead.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
In the corner, it's Ginobili. No good on the 3.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Spurs trail by 3. Here's Simmons, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
The first one falls. And some changes here for the Spurs. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jean-Charles. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. And again, no good by Toronto.
frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Carroll against Leonard. The drive by Green. Rebounded by Valanciunas. The Raptors have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Outside DeRozan. He dishes it to Carroll. The pass to Sullinger. Clock at 6. Pulls it from 20. And it's DeRozan missing. San Antonio trailing here. And finished off by Leonard. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
So it's Toronto now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Here is Lowry. Sullinger, a screen on Parker. DeRozan on the wing. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And that's now 28 points for DeMar DeRozan. San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 1. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Ginobili. Shot from the inbound. It counts. And the foul. That one on DeRozan.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Looking at the numbers for Ginobili, 10 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Now here's Sullinger. Back to DeRozan. And that's good for 2 as he grabs the feed. DeRozan's got 30 points.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Ginobili gets to Gasol. Back to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Leonard, that's for 2. The shot no good, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Right side, DeRozan. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Kevin, they've simply got to come up with a stop here. If they can recover the ball with a little time left, then they could tie it up or take the lead with the 3.
Tony Parker's checked in for Daniel Green. And so he drops them both. It's a three-point game. Here's Parker.
Still a chance here, but they need to score.
I really agree, but it has to happen on every possession. They need points every trip.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Just look at what Aldridge is doing.
Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game time.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
As big a basket as that was, the free throw probably even bigger. Now you've got a 2-possession lead all of a sudden.
Parker drives in.
Jared Sullinger. That's his third personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And he ends up making the second, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
He gets them to within 1 possession, but that miss puts a lot of pressure on their defense.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Aldridge against Sullinger. And Toronto has possession. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Penalty situation. Shooting for Toronto. Jones.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Leonard with no one around. No good. And so it's Toronto winning this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
Well, DeRozan is capable of just going off on any night. His leadership, though, that sets him apart right there. DeMar leads by example, and his team feeds off that good energy.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.